Okay. The first thing, learning to knit, have yarn that has a pretty tight twist. Let me hold this up to the camera. See, this doesn't untwist real easily. Okay, and it springs back. So you don't want a real slick or real splitty yarn. All right, each one of these separate strands of yarn is called a ply, and so you want to have plies that are pretty tightly twisted. Don't want any extra challenges. Okay, now the first thing that you need to do, yarn. Highly recommend all knitters, new and otherwise. Anyway, I now use circular needles for virtually everything. I use straights from childhood for over 20 years and started using circular sometime in my late 30s maybe. And economically, plus you never lose one needle. So I do recommend circulars. Anything that you can do on straights, you can do on circulars. The reverse, however, is not true. Plus, really economical whenever you have interchangeables like these. These are actually square. I love square needles. I'll talk about that sometime. But these are square needles, and they're interchangeable, meaning I can put different lengths of cable on there and different size needles, all kinds of combinations. So instead of having a lot of different needles that you have to purchase at different lengths and everything. So you need 2 sticks and string. Now there are many ways to do a slip knot. You'll find your own. Easiest way, if you don't know how to do one that I can think of, is we're going to do a long tail cast on, by the way. And long tail, we're going to do 20 stitches. We're going to put 20 stitches on the needle, add 3 or 4 inches, plus 20 stitches. The most accurate thing to do would be to wrap it 20 times. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it 10 times. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and so these two lengths from here to here, slide it off, is that much. So do it again, and then we have that much. So that's going to be our tail. So the top of our slip knot, we're going to make a loop. So just lay it over like that, have a loop. Take the loop, lay it over whatever yarn is on the bottom. Here I have the working yarn being the one that's going to the ball, okay? And that's on the bottom of this loop. I'm going to lay the loop over whatever's on bottom, grab the working yarn, pull the tail to tighten the bottom of it, and now we have a slip knot. Now out of habit, okay, I have my tail in the front, okay? Now whenever you tighten this up, I say tighten, I really mean secure. You don't want it tight. There's nothing in knitting that you need tight, but you do want it secure, okay? You don't want it just flopping off, but you don't want it squeaking either, okay? So now what you're going to do, you have your tail, pull your tail and your working yarn together, okay? Hold it into your palm with 3 fingers. Now what that's going to leave, take your forefinger and your thumb and put it in between the two, like that, okay? Spread it out a little bit, and then tilt your left hand back. What you'll end up with is something that should look like this. Some people call it a butterfly, some people call it a Y, some people call it a boomerang. It doesn't matter what you call it, okay? It needs to look like this, okay? The top yarns are in the middle. The bottoms are on the outside. This is the bottom, this is the bottom, okay? So you're going to go under the thumb and you're going to go under the yarn that's closest to you, which is a bottom. go over to the forefinger and grab the nearest one to you, and you're grabbing because you're going on top, okay, clockwise motion. And this is your goal, to pull it, that yarn, right back through where you went in, okay, and then let it off. Okay, so you have all three. Put your index and thumb in between, spread it a little bit, lay it back, okay, so it looks like this. So thumb, go under, go over to the index, grab the first one you come to, pull it back through the opening you went in, let it drop off of the thumb. Now what you're creating, the stitch that you're making, okay, if you look at it, this part right back here, this part was on your thumb. The part that's on the needle is what was on your forefinger, okay? So tilt back, there's your thumb yarn, because you're just using it. It's going to end up wrapping around the base of the needle, okay? Go under the one nearest you, grab the one nearest you on your index finger, pull it, that loop back through, because that's the part that stays on the needle. Let the base loop fall off so it can be secured underneath, okay? Under the one on your thumb, over the one on your index finger, back through, let go of the base, the one that was on your thumb, and then just secure it. Not tight, just secure. Okay, we'll do that again. Grab with all three, put your index and thumb in between, spread a little bit, palm to the ceiling, you have your Y, go under the thumb thread nearest you, over the index nearest you, pull that index back through, let go of the thumb, which is the base of your stitch. These are the index yarns, index finger yarns, and these are the thumb yarns on the bottom. Okay, so up, grab, back down, let it off the base off the thumb. Now what's convenient about this is after you let go with the thumb, you end right back in the position to start again, okay? Up, grab, back through, let go with the thumb, and then if you use your thumb to help secure it, you're right back where you started. Up, grab, back through, let go, and then use your thumb to secure that bottom again. Closest, up, grab. Okay, so the motion is up and back down. Okay, up, back down. Up, back down. Up, back down. Up, grab it back through. Now, these are wooden needles. Starting out, I don't recommend something slick, stainless steel or a nickel finish whenever you're just learning. Bamboo, wood, acrylic, plastic, something of that nature is good. But anything, slick needles are going to be a bit of a challenge starting out. I often use wooden needles whenever I'm learning something new, a new technique or a new stitch, just because I want to pay more attention to the stitch than my speed. Okay, and so again, up, grab, back through. And everything should be able to move along. Don't torture your yarn. It wants to be something. Try to remember that. You're just helping it become. Okay, and although it can get pretty frayed and ragged in the beginning, I would say you probably don't want to start out with cashmere yarn, because the first yarns that you're using for a while, I really recommend you take them off. You take everything apart, you do it again, you make your slip knot again, you start over, practice, 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 and nothing to be frustrated about. I mean, this is a fabulous, wonderful thing. It feels so good to give things to someone and them appreciate your love in every stitch. So don't put torture in every stitch. You want to love in every stitch. Be patient with yourself, please. Okay, so again, grab it with all three. Oops, there we go. Grab it with 3 fingers. Divide, lay back, under at the thumb, over the index, pull through, secure. All right. And eventually you'll just get a steady rhythm. And please just be patient. Go in between, grab that first one, pull it back through. That's it for the long tail cast on.